Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Last time we started the Red Bull YZR500 99. We got the body panels decaled, painted, and clear coated. So as they're sitting and setting up, we are going to finish the chassis and engine today. And then next episode we'll start working on the rear suspension. So let's get down to it and start at the bench. Alright, see you there. So first we're going to start with Mr. Finishing Servicer 1500 Gray. Lightly spray on it first, and then you can get a little heavier as you move forward. It didn't take too many coats, to be honest. Probably about, I don't know, 2-3 good coats, and everything was pretty much covered, so I was pretty happy with that. So yeah, we're just making our way through all these parts. I must say, since I've started using Mr. Surfacer, I can't say enough good things about it. I've really started using a lot of Mr. Hobby products in general, and I'm pretty impressed with how they perform. I'd like to get more into their paints, but I haven't found a supplier close to me yet. So when I do, I'm probably going to try a bunch of them out. Now I'm throwing down my second coat of primer. I'm just making sure here that I've got everything covered in primer. I didn't want to leave anything exposed, sort of. Just afraid of adverse reactions. You know how it works with lacquer. You know, sometimes it too hot burns through stuff. So, yeah, I just worked my way through the parts slowly but surely. Yeah, and I got through them all. They looked pretty good at this point, and I was getting really pumped up to start painting. So here I'm basically putting a black gloss coat down for my metallic stuff, and anything else that needed to be painted gloss black I also painted at the same time. So it was like the wheel rims are gloss black, and then everything else was preparation for metallic paint. Kind of had a happy accident here. And on a couple pieces I went a little too heavy with the paint, and it ended up working out okay. I didn't really have any bad reactions or any craziness, but I did learn a little bit on this model, and that was pretty good to learn, so I was happy with that. Here I think I may have rushed a little bit too bit with the wheels. When they dried, they really didn't look as good as they should have, so I had to come back and kind of go over them again and get that nice gloss out of them. But it all worked out well. I was pretty happy with how everything worked, to be honest. We're now spraying our flat aluminum. So there were just a few pieces to be done in flat aluminum, some coolant pipes, the radiator, the parts of the engine block, and yeah, that was it. So it was just a few parts, so it was real quick to do, nice real quick paint. Was really getting pumped up at this point with the engine. It was looking really good, so I'm happy. Gotta say, I really love the metallics from the Tamiya LPs. They look so good. So much better than the X and XF range, even though I still use some X and XFs. These look so much better, I think. Okay, here we go with our metallic gray. Speak of the devil, the XFs. Yeah, I thin it with Mr. Rapid Thinner. I do that with my X and XFs. I hear they're really happy with lacquers, so to do that with them is no problem. So I really had a good time doing that with this. It worked out well. We're now spraying our semi-gloss black pieces. I had to mask off of quite a bit of parts for this, but I think the masking paid off. I mean, the finished product just came out so good. I was so happy. So, with that in mind, yeah, the only thing I could have done better here was probably take more care in painting the frame. I had to redo it afterwards because it just didn't cover like I thought it did. I don't know why. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I'm pretty sure that was probably it. So I had to come back and give it a respray afterwards. But other than that, everything looked amazing. I did 3 coats of semi-gloss black on these pieces. I wanted them all to, have good coverage and, no spots showing primer or plastic or crazy stuff like that. So here's my wetter coats. I went a little wetter on these ones just because I already had a sort of a base layer laid down that the paint could adhere to. So that's why I went a little heavier. As you can see, I'm doing the frame, but I think I missed quite a few areas on it. Now we are just putting the hose fittings on. This was a struggle, especially to get on camera. I'm glad I was able to get it. Really happy that it worked out. And now we're just putting the engine block together. Real easy stuff here, folks. Putting the timing cover on. In all honesty, through the video, I had to do a lot of the assembly off camera, especially with the hoses. I had a lot of problems getting them on. With the hose fittings, when I detached them from the sprue, I detached the part that the hose attaches to. So that was kind of a pain, but I managed to get it all done and all worked out. Here I'm just fastening them to the top of the engine. They're assemblies, so everything went better than expected, to be honest, after the disaster that I had with the hoses. So now I'm putting these 2 pieces on. Sorry, I don't know the names of the parts. I'm not a bike expert. I just like how they go fast and they look cool, so that's why I build them. Here we're attaching, I think it's an air filter. Yeah, this piece went on fairly routine. No big problems here, folks. Now we're going to assemble the main structure of the frame. So this was pretty routine, not a lot of issues here. The only issue I would say is the part that is part of the triple tree that you attach by a screw. I would wait to attach that until you get there's a piece that goes on the side that's chrome and black with a gold accent. Anyhow, wait to do that. Put it all together at once and then put it on. You'll see later in the video when I do it, but I found that to be easiest. Yeah, so that's it, folks. Just putting the frame together. No real issues. Just gluing and just putting pieces in. What we all love to do. So, yeah. Okay, so here we're just getting the last piece of the frame in place. Sorry, I'm a little out of focus, out of shot here. I zoomed in with my camera, I forgot to zoom out, so that's why a lot of this is missing. So that screwdriver is garbage. You want to use the Tamiya Pro screwdriver. That's the one I have. If you're going to do a lot of bikes, this is the screwdriver to use. Anyhow, I'm just now fastening the frame to the engine block. It's a 4-screw assembly, not anything too major. Really tiny screws, so make sure you don't drop them on the floor or lose them, because that will really suck. And here we are assembling the other side of the engine, just putting the screws in. Again, real easy process. Just make sure you don't lose those screws and you don't tighten them too much. Simple. Again, I'm completely out of frame here. I do apologize. I do feel this is a pertinent part of the video. You want to make sure you get the screws tight enough to where they stop. Like, they'll stop. You don't have to like torque on them or really tighten them. Just light turns until the screw stops, and you know you're at your maximum. Anyway, you guys know what to do. You're all great model builders. Okay, so this is the frame and everything together. And here I've jumped ahead a little bit. I've got the cooling system sort of started. I had to do it off camera. There's no way I would have been able to do it on camera. I really tried for you guys, but it just wasn't happening. I had to get it close to my body to kind of put it in place. But I was able to get this final piece on video for you guys, so I hope you're happy, because I really tried to get it all. I really did, and it just didn't work out for me today, folks. So here it is. You know, a little bit of a struggle, but I got it eventually. Okay, so I couldn't get the cooling system together on camera. I had to get a majority of it on while I wasn't filming, so I did that, and then I put this last part on so you guys could see. So now we're gonna hop into the photo booth and see exactly what we've accomplished today. So I'm pretty happy with it overall. I mean, this was a challenge, and I think I did a pretty good job of accepting the challenge given to me. The frame and engine were a little bit harder than I thought, but it worked out. Okay, so we're all done the engine and frame. So next time we're gonna do the rear suspension and rear tire, because there's quite a bit of work that's involved with those two items. So we'll see if we can get them hooked up to the bike in the next episode, and maybe we can get the bike up on my moto jig. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, and if you like what you saw and you want to see more, like and subscribe, please. All right, see you later, guys.